Kids who LARP as Kane from the Amazing Digital Circus are so funny to me. Because you have 14-year-olds in pictures saying, wow, Kane is literally me in every single aspect! I do mean literally, by the way. Anyways, after they go on and on about how they're Kane in real life, they will watch a goddamn show to know what they're talking about. I did not LARP as Kane, personally, and I have seen the Amazing Digital Circus, mostly when the last act premiered. And half the time I look at Kane LARPers, it always ends up being something like this.
It has to be created.
He's just like me, am I right? Yeah, that reminds me, I saw the last act when it premiered. Not once, but twice. And what were my faults with it? For one, I want Kane to raw dog me in the state. Okay, I'm kidding about that. Mostly. And sure, I know it was on YouTube for a while at this point, but I was really excited to see the episode in the big screen, even though at that point I have not seen any of the full episodes. And I was really excited to see what it would be like to see Kane in theaters.
I have a new adventure for you, and you should consider participating.
As a reminder, I have not seen any of the full episodes, so I had no idea that he was going to selling that. By the way, remember his first Crash Out? You know, this one? Well, I decided to get front row seats, so that way I can recline and chair back this moment, because the ones where I could do that. So that way I could look up and feel like Kane is on top of me. You know, like God intended. Also, speaking about God, but still off topic, I'm still thinking about that God Won't Be Burstful of Yogooning the Murdoch thing. You know, I haven't gotten myself before. But anyways, where were we? So I guess at one point during his Crash Out, my arm hit the button that made the chair go up, and it was kind of funny because while Kane was yapping about how the players don't respect him and how he's gotten therefore better, I was blushing the entire time because it was like he was pulling me up to him. But after that little incident for a while, it was kind of normal. I watched the movie, Kane sang his funny song, and then after a few minutes, I
gonna put you freaks in your place!
Why did they make Kane's Godform so fuckable? Why did they make Kane's Godform so fuckable? Why did they make Kane's Godform so fuckable? He had no way to spend something like that! Close up! Don't actually. By the way, have any of you looked up and stared God in the face before? I did.
Why do you people torment me?
He was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And then just kinda sent him to the void. Accidentally. But I think it's mostly for time out. Because I didn't like how he was speaking to them. But look, guys, back! Doing this. I actually have no idea why he spreads his legs like that in this scene. Also, remember when I showed you this earlier?
They had their fun out there. It's my turn now.
Yeah, I wanted to break the bed with me in this state. I swear, I actually think that episodes 8 and 9 of Digital Circus were actually meant as a ploy for Glitch Productions to get people to want to fuck Kane. I mean, it certainly worked on me. Anyways, Kane says he's sorry, everyone accepts him, and it's a happy ending. And Jax kinda died too, I guess. I don't know, this video isn't about her. And that's what it was like for me to go see The Amazing Digital Circus, the last act in theaters. What was I talking about again? Oh, right. I was talking about how I think people who LARP as Kane are funny.